Okay, this is regular flame. This is square, triangle. And this is holding the R2 with the square or triangle. Woo! And R1, L1. This is L1 and square and triangle together. L2. Okay, so dodge and roll is circle. He's got a stamina. He can go up and down while he's fighting. He's got a generous amount, which is nice. And then dodge is supposed to be, yeah. Okay, so stealth is R1. Whoa. Okay, so he slides while you're running and tap the circle. I'm on a PS5. Oh. Whoa. following a weird deer thing. Elk, whatever that is. I don't know what that thing is. Kind of like a deer and an elk and a couple other things all mixed together. Whoa, why do you do it twice? What am I doing here? Am I killing this? Say that. Black. Wait, wait a minute. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the R2 instead of the L2. Whoa, what's happening? what's this thing? Let me put my headphones on. What the hell? Did I just pop into a cave? I ain't got headphones on. I can hear all around me.
Oh, that's loud. Okay, hold on. Alright, turn it all the way up and then down a little bit. Alright, about there. If you are a legal voting agent in the United States of America, please make sure that you go vote today if you haven't already. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I can tell you how I voted. I voted to be part of history. It is the second time I have voted for a woman to be president of this country. And this time, I do believe it's going to be a success. If it's not, then we're leaving, I guess. We're leaving. My wife's already got shit in a standby situation right now that if Trump wins the presidency, we are moving to Europe. Our whole family, kids too. They already said they would leave with us because growing up a world with where only I have healthcare rights, only I have privacy when I go to the doctor and talk to my doctor about my medical needs. Only I can make decisions for myself, and my wife and my two daughters are not allowed to make their own decisions, are not allowed to voice their own opinion, are not allowed to live as equals in this country, then we don't want to be part of this country anymore. And I love this country. But we ain't going nowhere. I ain't worried about it. Not even a little bit. They can talk about their polls are tied and it's a crapshoot and all this shit. And I believe that the poll watchers are lying. I believe that they are working together and they are ensuring that a repeat of 2016 doesn't happen. Because in 2016, all the polls, except for one, kept saying that Hillary had it, nobody had to worry about it. It was a blowout, 70% to 30%. Donald Trump had no chance whatsoever. Half the people stayed at home. Donald Trump got elected. Because if everybody went and voted like they did in 2020, sorry about the mic, like they did in 2020, then Hillary should have got, 7 million more votes instead of 3 million more. But it's sad. It really is. It's really sad that every presidential cycle, the Democrat wins, and then we have to look to the Electoral College to see if they actually win because our vote, the majority, really doesn't count. The majority only counts for each state. And they wanted to give each state an equal vote. But instead of just giving them like 1 point each, what would happen if the electoral process failed or if there was a tie, like if we ended up in like 260 or something like that, and then couldn't decide, then it would go to Congress. Each state would get 1 vote. 26 states are Republican. Goes against the will of the people. Because of the backward-ass people in, North Dakota, South Dakota, all in the middle of the country, and then the south of the country. All these people that vote against themselves. Bitch and complain about the government, and then elect a government that just does nothing for them at all. Only works for the businesses. Because, yeah, and it's not because, like, if Donald Trump gets elected that we hate Donald Trump so much that we have to leave. What the problem is there's not going to be an EPA anymore. If there's no Environmental Protection Agency, you don't know if the water and the food you're eating and drinking is safe. You don't know if the land is safe that you're on. There's nobody to tell you anything. He's going to put RFK at the head of all health departments and health services. That means there won't be any more vaccines, so there's going to be measles, mumps, everything that we get vaccinated for as a child will become an epidemic killer in the United States of America in less than 10 years. The deaths of babies, which is already, by the way, I think we've lost, let's see, what is it? We've had 68,000 deaths so far since Roe versus Wade. With women, babies, in some cases women and the baby, dying because the doctors are too afraid to do any treatment for the women. What this is causing, this Roe versus Wade, is it's going to cause it'll cause the population in the United States to dramatically decrease because women will be too afraid to get pregnant. Because if they get pregnant, if there's a complication, there's nobody to save their life. And if they can't afford to fly to another country, like Europe, if they don't have a passport and don't have everything already in place to fly to another country to get healthcare treatment, or to go to Mexico, a goddamn third world country, to get healthcare treatment, then they'll die here in America because it's already happening in Texas, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Mississippi, Missouri, Louisiana, all the southern states. Women are dying every single day right now. Because not everybody can afford to just go buy airplane tickets and rent a car and do all that shit when they wake up in the middle of the night bleeding out. There's not a lot of people that can make one phone call and have a private plane, fly them to where they need to go after their limo driver comes and picks them up, rushes them to the private plane. Then the private plane tries to rush them to another state to try to save their life before they bleed out and die. Because the doctors in their state won't do anything for them. We can't live that way. And we can't watch other people die all around us. We already went through that with COVID. Everybody who said, oh, COVID's just a flu. Yeah, now that there's a vaccine. But before there was a vaccine, I had a 38-year-old friend, dead, COVID. 52-year-old friend, dead, COVID. I don't have any friends anymore. My friends died during COVID. Most of my friends. So you want to laugh and say that it's just a fucking flu? I wish there was a way to extract the vaccine back out of a person and then give them COVID without the vaccine so they can see what the fucking difference is. Especially like Bill Maher. I only watch bits and pieces of Bill Maher now, like on YouTube and shit, because I can't stand him, because he's not a liberal, he's not a Democrat anymore. He's just got a couple of liberal views, but he's basically a Republican with a few liberal views, because he believes in the vaccine hoax that RFK is pushing. That the vaccine does nothing, that you don't really need it, and all that shit. I'm not going back to the days of us killing each other over whether the fucking world is flat or not. And the flat earthers winning because they have a bigger mob and have all the weapons. And watching women get burned out in the middle of the fucking street because they're accused of being witches. We're not going back to that shit. And that's what they want to take us back to. They've repealed women's rights back to the 1800s. This is fucking disgusting. So yeah. But like I said, being all mad and angry about it and everything, that shouldn't be anything. Because today is going to be a celebration. We need to go to the store so I can get some alcohol. I'm going to have some drinks tonight, I do believe. Because I'm going to be celebrating the first black female president. They're saying, we won't know the results for a week or two. We're going to know the results tonight. Because the early voting tabulations are mostly going to be done. That means they're just going to have to count the votes of today. And as those come in, it's just going to keep adding to the total of what's happening. This ain't going to be no fucking neck and neck race today. This is going to be a fucking wipeout. There's going to be a humiliation done on this motherfucker that he has never imagined happening. He's going to be screaming, how can it be everybody voted for her? How can every fucking state go for her except for 4 or some shit? Because he's losing. He's going to lose Nevada, Arizona, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia. He's lost Michigan already. He's lost Wisconsin already. Iowa's announcing that he's about to lose their ass too, or is it Idaho? Is it Iowa or Idaho? I get them two mixed up. The name, so when somebody says the name, I sometimes call it the wrong name. I don't know why. Iowa and Idaho, I get them mixed up. Idaho is potatoes. Iowa, I don't know what they're famous for. Being indecisive. Because they also voted for Obama. That's what's funny, is they say they're always Republican, except they did vote for Obama. So, well, then they're not always Republican, are they? Mostly they are. Okay, let's do this. Enough of my rant about politics. This is going to be a awesome rest of the year, and we're finally going to have the relief of not listening to that stupid, dumbass moron telling us that we're all garbage. We're being invaded by immigrants, which is what our country is made of. All of us are immigrants, unless you're unless you live on a fucking Indian reservation right now. You are an immigrant. Your parents or your grandparents or whoever immigrated over here. You ain't from here. Just because you've been here for a few generations doesn't make you any better than somebody that crosses the fucking line into America today. Your parents or grandparents or whoever it was that came here aren't any better than the people that are making their way to America right now. We want people to stop coming to America? Maybe we should help all the countries that are fucked up fix their problems. Instead of just calling them all pieces of shit and not giving a fuck about them and talking about we're going to throw tariffs all over everybody and all this other bullshit. Make enemies of the whole rest of the world. And then what? We're going to shut down all our international flight services? We're going to make it illegal to fly out of this country? Because if we're going to isolate ourselves, let's go all the way. You know, just shut the borders down completely, 100%. And let's see how long it takes till there's nobody left in America, until we, you know, women won't have babies anymore. So it won't take long, a couple generations, and America won't exist anymore. When there's nobody reproducing babies because they're too afraid to get pregnant. Because if, by chance, anything goes wrong, that's a death sentence. I wouldn't take that chance. Me personally, no way. No way. I wouldn't allow any man or any sperm near my body at all, ever. If I was a woman in this country. No way. The option of pregnancy or having kids or a family, over, gone, permanently. Forget it. Never happening. No way. Because that will be the end result of all of this shit. It ain't gonna save no babies' lives. It's gonna stop people from having babies. It will destroy our population, and then we'll be like Russia, going to Africa, begging people to come to our country to try to get our population going again. Having to swallow up all our racism and get on our hands and knees and beg to all them shithole countries for people. Because we don't have nobody to do jobs. We don't have nobody to do anything anymore. Who wants to live in that shit? It exists. North Korea. If you want to live that way, you can. Move to North Korea. You want to live without freedoms? You want to be a racist, a bigot, a sexist? Move to Russia. These places already exist. There's no reason to destroy America and turn it into one of these places that already exists. You can move there and have your happy fucking life. There's a Canadian family that moved to fucking Russia a year and a half ago because they couldn't stand the gay people around them in Canada. Of course, after they were in Russia for a month, they realized how idiotic and stupid they were, and that they have destroyed their family, and now their children their children to grow up to be cannon fodder for a war, Putin's or something, about 7-8 years from now. If Putin can keep a war going, that man's going to watch every one of his sons go to war and die for his Russian country that he loves so much, that they're trying like everything they can to get out of, and they don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to get out of Russia now, because they spent all their money, they sold everything to move to Russia so they could be racist bigots and talk about how horrible gay people are and all that shit. Well, they're there now, and they can't. Oh, I forgot, they were YouTubers. Were in Russia, you can't be a YouTuber and speak your mind. You can only talk about how great Putin is, how evil the West is, how the United States and Canada, where they're from, should be destroyed, and all them people should be genocided out of existence. That's all you're allowed to talk about. You're not allowed to have any opinion of anything else at all. If you do, you go to prison for a minimum of 8 years. You speak bad about anything in Russia, that's an 8-year prison sentence, minimum. You think Russia's so great? Go on over there and run your mouth and see what happens. All you gotta do is say, I don't like, followed by anything you want to say, and you go straight to prison. And no, you're not gonna get to have a lawyer and fight. They don't have a justice system like that. They don't have a justice system. A person gets arrested, convicted, and put in prison in less than a week in Russia. It don't drag out for years where you get to have freedom and talk about your innocence. No. You don't get to say nothing. You are shut off from the world. They get to tell everybody how much of a piece of garbage you are, so the protesters come to protest you, to make sure you go to prison for as long as possible. People that don't know you or anything, they're not allowed to have protesters on your behalf. Only the government. But move there. It's a much better place for the bigots and the racists and the sexists. Russia is made for you. Go there and enjoy your life. I will support you. I will be very proud of you that you decided to stand up and be a man or whatever. Have some guts. Own your racism. Own your sexism. Own your Nazism. And go join the rest of the Nazis in Russia. They're the only people trying to genocide anybody right now. Russia and Iran. Iran is trying to genocide out all the Jews. Russia's trying to genocide out all of the Ukrainians, followed by all of Europe after they beat Ukraine. But none of that's going to happen. Kamala's getting elected today. The restrictions of Ukraine's attack on Russia are going to be lifted, and they're going to be allowed to attack anywhere in Russia. Any valid military target is going to be now accessible after today. Maybe not after today. We might have to wait till she's sworn in because Biden ain't got no balls. He's been neutered or something. I'm glad that he's helping Ukraine, and I'm glad he's doing all that he can for Ukraine. He could do 10,000% more, though. He could tell them the weapons that we give them, they can use them however the fuck they want. Russia doesn't have any restrictions. I don't understand how Ukraine isn't allowed to attack military targets farther than 150 kilometers inside Russia, but Russia is allowed to attack and destroy any children's cancer hospital, any post office, any book manufacturing, bookstore, any mall, any hospital, anywhere in the country that they want. Their missiles even go through Poland and loop around and come back to Ukraine and attack. And the Polish won't even shoot them out of the fucking sky. It's just really disgusting how half-assed everybody is when it comes to helping Ukraine. It's just completely fucked up. It's like giving somebody a gun to protect themselves, but then putting bullets in the gun that only go 40 feet. So you have to wait until the people are 40 feet close to you before you can do anything to them while they're standing there with rifles that shoot 500 yards away. How do you fight against that? How do you get them to come 40 feet within your distance in order to kill them when they have weapons that they can shoot you from 30 times away? They're not going to come up to you and let you kill them. They're going to stay 500 yards away and snipe everybody that you have, know, and you to death. So it just totally disgusts me. It's one of the things that I can't stand about Biden. There's a bunch of shit. But Trump is worse. Trump is much worse. Trump wants to make an alliance with the other dictators and turn America into a dictatorship war machine like Russia and help Russia destroy Ukraine, then Europe, and then join Russia and China in dividing up the world into three parts. Asia for China, Europe for Russia, and the Americas for the U.S. That was the 3-hour meeting that Putin and Trump had in Helsinki, when it was just them two and Putin's translator in the room. 3 days later, that translator that was in the room fell out a window and died. So the only two witnesses that still exist of that meeting are Putin and Trump. Why do you think the third guy was killed? The only other person that knew what was said in the room. Why do you think he died? And never got to talk to any other person again for the rest of his life. The last two people he talked to was Trump and Putin. After that, he was removed, locked up, and a few days later, I guess he went home and then slipped and fell out his fucking 3-story balcony window out of his apartment building somehow. After he busted out the window, knocked down the fucking balcony rail. I mean, he really threw himself out the fucking window. He took a running leap, and with the power of like 2 men assisting him, threw himself through his window, right through his balcony railing, and out into the middle of the street. Over the top of the lawn. I mean, it was a hell of a jump. The power, the speed he had to have going, running through his apartment, in order to get that kind of speed up, to get that kind of force going, you know, without any assistance from like 2 men picking him up and doing the wheelbarrow thing back and forth and then throwing him. Because that looks like the most logical way of probably how it happened. But we know it was just an accident, that nobody fell. He just decided one day to just run as fast as he could all the way past his apartment and then dive head first, because, you know, when people jump to their death, they always dive head first. Like, never ever in the history of anybody committing suicide has anyone ever fucking done that without assistance. But that's what he decided to do. He got up enough momentum to jump through double plate glass and then continue the momentum through a steel banister, knock that over, continue the momentum out over top of the lawn, out past the sidewalk, over top of the cars, and into the middle of the fucking street. What a fucking dive. He should have been in the fucking Olympics with that kind of fucking leg power. He could have probably high jumped. He probably could have did the high jump record of 100 feet in the air, man, to get that kind of speed and momentum going. That's unbelievable somebody could get that kind of speed and momentum going without any assistance. It's just mind-blowing. But he did it. Just amazing the things the Russians can do. Amazing physical specimens. Oh yeah, they're at 700,000 deaths in their 3-day war now. Ouch.
You come from afar, do you not? Perhaps fate has had a hand in our paths crossing here. Let us talk a while. So, a visitor in the land of the East. You do realize Asma is fraught with danger. Mountains and rivers, the source of their great power. Land shaped to their will. Yes, I speak of Kemono, rampant in these parts. Few humans remain, driven from what is now Kemono territory for lack of sustenance. Ha ha ha. Listen to me preaching to Buddha. For one look at you speaks volumes.
Dude's got a raccoon
The
tail.
gauntlets that back your hands,
You see his tail?
the blade at your side. You are no stranger to Kemono. You derive from an ancient clan. One that made Kemono its business.
He's wearing that monkey mask or whatever. You can't see his face.
Hunter, huh?
Oh. Well, there's only one choice. The other one is... What's that?
Dressed like that, what else could you
Oh,
be?
just refused to answer. Okay.
These eyes miss nothing, my friend. And what am I, you ask? Aha. Simple musician, of course. My name is
Fluffy tail?
Musina.
Oh.
Shall we say?
I can't see which one am I picking. Is that why the mask? Why the mask? Okay.
This? This is my visage. Underneath, there is nothing. And everything. Not a sight for the faint-hearted. Still, we're here to talk not of me, but of you. I wish to know every detail.
Every detail.
From whence did you arrive in this land?
Wow. I don't know. This one, I guess?
Truly. Precipitous and perilous are the paths trodden by Kemono. Sadly, the days of hunters being revered in Hinomoto are long gone.
Long gone.
To the west, samurai battle not Kemono, but each other. Hunters facing hunger these days are many. Some have turned their hands to farming, others to thieving.
Thieving. It's getting hard to earn a living where I'm from. There's no place for me in the samurai world. War calls for soldiers and hunters. That was always a difference. Drifter call. War calls for soldiers, not hunters.
Ah, yes. War. For power and influence, they maim and kill.
Kill.
They burn the very land they have a duty
Duty
to
to
protect.
protect.
Even Kemonos and their war-ravaged barons. Not a bloom
Bloom
remains.
remains.
So you leave your home and travel to Azuma by yourself, yet pursue a life as a hunter still.
Why?
What compels you to hunt?
Hunt. The desire to answer that question for myself.
A riddle almost zen-like. But be warned. Many who seek such an answer find quietus before clarity.
Clarity.
Are you one of the many? Or the few? Ha! Forgive me. With age, a curious compulsion to counsel comes. Well, it is clear to me now. You have a strong will. And where there is a will, there is
a way.
Your goals may yet change. Recall as you journey on. A hunter yields not. Yes, Azuma may well be the place for you. Anyway, enough of this lengthy commerce. Your Nabipot has had ample time to stew. I will disturb you no more. You have a hunger to satisfy.
Remove hot. Am I even a human? What am I? What am I? Oh. Wait. I think I'm done. Shit. She's hot. Details. What is this? One, two. What is this?
Completed. That feels better.
Just in case. Everything's in place!
You never know.
Let's use this.
Everything's in place.
I know just a thing.
This is...
Let's use this!
That was good.
All boxed off.
Just what I needed.
Back in shape.
There's two girl voices, that's it? Wait. No, there's more.
In case it's needed.
Back in action.
That's it right there. What does this mean? open. Yeah, okay. You have to select the pronoun. That was weird.
Tell
They,
me,
them.
Do you have a
For
destination in
schizophrenic
mind?
person, they have a
Or might I
fucking thing for a
offer a
schizophrenic
suggestion?
person. Why are
East of
schizophrenic
the
people so
Sacred
important
Mountain
suddenly?
here, beyond the old Blossom Trail known as the Harugasumi Way, lies Minato.
I'm sorry, but if somebody
Small
tells me
town
that they're they,
where
them,
the few hunters that
that's a
remain
mental
in
issue to me.
Hinomoto
I don't want to
gather.
know that person at
With
all. I
its
don't want nothing to do with
inhabitants,
them at
You
all.
may perhaps
If they think
share
that there are a multitude of personalities, that there's a multitude of people living inside their head, if they have more than 2 or 3 people living inside their head, because we all have a subconscious and a devil's advocate that argues back and forth of whether we should do something, is what helps us do our decision making. But if you have a whole crowd of people living inside your head,
draws near,
I don't want to be friends with
you
you.
recognize the signs
You keep
of
your crazy
course,
bipolar shit
the land
to yourself.
consumed by the
And I don't understand
territorial
why you have a special
craving of the
pronoun
devil.
for your crazy bipolar,
Before
schizophrenic,
long,
multiple
you will
personality
be
disorder,
trapped.
whatever you want to call it.
A lone hunter.
Why are we
frozen solidly
taking
a natural ice
such care
house.
to give a shit? I mean, what the fuck? And what's next? We're gonna have people walking around labeling their dogs as cats and cats as dogs, and I'm gonna have to call somebody's dog a cat and somebody's cat a dog, even though I can see reality. Just some shit to me is just fucking ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Spoken like a true hunter. Do you feel it? The quarry is close. This will be the measure of your mettle.
They, them. So much improper English happening everywhere. Motherfuckers don't know how to speak.
This is a true hunt now. Hounds are here. Time to put your skills to the test.
Jump, goddammit! I've been telling you over and over and over. This shit don't respond very well at all. Still, again, it's taking 6, 7 hits. She won't even fucking aim. Is there a lock on or something? I can't see. Why is the camera spinning around away from me? What the fuck was that? Where is he? Okay. Hold on, I gotta get... Do we have a block? Block. Is there a block? Fucking hit his ass! Why do you keep doing it? Is that blocked?
Good.
No.
Very good. Now,
R2, triangle,
leader,
R1, none of it's blocked. What is this? Is this pick up? Finish.
into the small storm.
Oh.
But venture with caution.
Oh my god. This is fucked up. Why is there no blood? Where'd he go? Wasn't he just right there? Hunt the kimono responsible for the snowstorm. What? I'm looking for Jew lasers now? I'm looking for Democrats of the U.S. government. We know you control the weather. We know you do, because crazy people have made up such bullshit for us to believe. We must believe this stupid shit. Is it L2 and R1? Okay. I'm like, R2 and X isn't doing nothing. Oh, wrong. Wrong. That's a pretty game. It's got good sound too, so far. It operates kind of weird, but are these enemies or? Oop. Should I kill them? No, they didn't do anything to me. Kimono. What's kimono? Is that the person that was talking to me, or is that? Oh, I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to go. I have no idea. Alright, let me press. Okay, the touchpad doesn't do nothing at all. I'll go this way. Oh, looks like. Why is this blue? Okay, never mind. Oh, R1. God damn it, I keep hitting the R2 trying to do it, and it's the R1. Keep going. You can make it. Come on. Ooh, man. Does not have an ample amount of, like I thought. Is this who I'm hunting? Is this the kimono? He's pretty big. He's way bigger than I thought he was gonna be. Hey, isn't that thing I petted earlier? Did he just murder it? You killed the thing I petted? See, man. Is she dead? I can't fucking see again. Get up! Which one is run? What the fuck was that? Is it L3? Shit. What is happening? What the fuck, man? He's kicking my ass. I can't move. Maybe I should have chose a boy character. I don't know. Maybe she's weak. Yeah, just give up and die. Go ahead. this is going to conclude the first video, part 1 of Wild Hearts on YouTube. There will be a part 2 coming right after this. I am streaming live on Angry Gaming Live on Twitch. And we're going from there. So let's